Hey, book lovers, welcome back to Shelf Addiction, the podcast where we dive deep into the pages of thriller and fantasy reads. I'm your host, Tamara, and today we are diving into a fun mashup of romance, fantasy, and sci-fi. But first, a quick heads up. If you crave the full visual experience and want to ditch the ads, head on over to Patreon. You'll unlock ad-free video episodes, including after shows and other bonus content. If you prefer audio only, Spreaker listeners, you're in luck. After shows and exclusives are now available there as well. If you want even more bookish banter, head on over to our community on the Book Club's app. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review wherever you're listening. And speaking of community, I am thrilled to welcome back my fantasy and romance ride or die co-host, Casey from Heart Full of Ink. Welcome back, Casey.
I'm so excited to be here. Yay. And yes, I am your ride or die. We're in it forever.
I know. We've been on this ride a long time.
Oh my God, so long.
Yeah. So before we start, tell everyone where they can find you online.
You can find me on Facebook at Heartful of Ink, on Instagram at Casey_Heartful of Ink, or on my website, heartfulofink.com.
Okay, so the links for everything, including how to reach me, are in the show notes. Click around, do all the things, and yeah, let's do that. Okay, yes. So before we get started, of course, we want to remind you that we talk full spoilers with book chats. So spoiler alert, you have been warned. Today, we are discussing the book I Got Abducted by Aliens, and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming, book 1 of her new series, Cosmic Chaos. The audiobook is narrated by Hazel Addison, published on February 18th, 2025 by Berkeley and Penguin Audio. The paperback is 304 pages. The unabridged audio is 9 hours and 23 minutes. Casey, would you kindly share the synopsis?
Dorothy Valentine is close to getting her PhD in wildlife biology when she's attacked by a lion. On the bright side, she's saved. On the not-so-bright side, it's because they're abducted by aliens. In her scramble to escape, Dory and the lion commandeer an escape pod and crash land on an alien planet that has dinosaurs. Dory and her new lion bestie, Toto, are saved in the nick of time by a mysterious and sexy alien, Soul. On their new adventure, they team up with the equally hot, equally dangerous Locke, who may or may not be a war criminal. Whether it be trauma, fate, or intrigue, Dory can't resist the attraction that's developing in their trio. As this ragtag group of misfits explore their new planet, Dory learns more about how and why they've all ended up together. Battles more prehistoric creatures than she imagined zero, and questions if she even wants to go back home to Earth in this hilarious and steamy alien romance adventure comedy romp.
Let's start as we usually do. What'd you think, high level, when you finished the book?
I liked it. I thought it was one of the better alien books I've read in a while, because I've read some really bad alien books. I thought it was hilarious and weird and just, she went all out, and I kind of got to respect her for going all out. Now, I do have some critiques, but like high level,
okay,
that's where I'm at.
So high level, I'm with you on she went all out. She went as far as you could possibly go. Yep. Let's just do all the fucking things.
Everything under the sun plus the kitchen sink.
Yeah, I give her credit for that. It was a good attempt. It was solid attempt. Will she be winning any medals? I don't know. But I have read other alien stuff, but it's been very different from this. Like this is that, like, honestly, the cover art tells you exactly. Yes. It's that really quirky,
over the top.
Yeah.
There's a pink T-Rex on this cover.
Right. There's not. Okay, so if you like aliens, but you want more serious, hot aliens, that's not this at all. No. It's the furthest thing. So there are other alien books out there. If that's more your speed, don't do this. But to me, high level, I was satisfied with it. Mm-hmm. And personally, the comedy didn't strike me in the same way as the last series.
Oh, yeah, no. Comedy was very different.
And to the point where I didn't even think it was funny.
Oh, no.
So, okay, in the last series that we read by her, and you guys, you can find those episodes on the podcast. Just go back, I don't know, 6 months or so. And I laughed out loud at some of that stuff. Like some of it, I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Laughing out loud. Like the shit was funny. And this I'm like, oh, maybe it's like, to me, a comedian trying on a different set and it doesn't work the same for me. I didn't find it as funny. And that's all I'm going to say.
Yes, I do like the other series better, but this one did make me laugh out loud.
Well, that's good. I was hoping for a laugh out loud. Instead, I'm like questioning things like, what?
I mean, I definitely had to turn my brain off and stop questioning things. Like, as soon as the lion started talking about rhinos, and my brain was like, how would a lion know to call a rhino a rhino? And I was like, nope.
See?
We're turning my brain off.
I couldn't do it.
So
these are aliens. I couldn't. These are aliens. But we have an alien that's a fucking, like, attorney or some shit? I'm like,
yeah. I was
what?
Like,
I said, okay, so the aliens aren't supposed to know all the human things.
But they do.
But they do.
Everybody knows everything America and English. Like,
right.
It's everybody came from America, except they didn't. And so I absolutely had to, like, ruthlessly shut my brain off and not question.
But then there were random things that they did know. I mean, didn't know. That didn't make sense. If you know everything else, why don't you know this?
Yes. Why are you so worried about corporations? Like,
yeah, like corporate greed. What are we talking about? Like, you're in a freaking
I was
other
like, she's
planet.
getting really political in the best possible way. And, like, yes, it's making me laugh, but also, shouldn't alien planets have something other than lawyers and fighting corporate greed in front of a judge? Like, shouldn't they have something different than what we do in America?
No, they should, but these don't. It's the same. And I'm like, I would have almost rather these aliens come to Earth than we're going to go to a whole nother freaking planet that they've tried to, these other aliens tried to make it like Earth.
Yes.
With these stupid, this map. Oh my God. So this place is called Waffles, and she names it, and she's like, I don't know, Waffles, I guess we can call it Waffles. And all these little areas have all like food names. Frittata, Church of Cheese, Frugilli Rock, Gluttony Pool. Okay, like, what? Brunch Pass. Like, all these random. Okay, again, it's supposed to be funny, but I'm like, I don't know. It's just not hidden. It's not hidden. And I'm like, okay, I understand. It's not like I'm like, oh, I understand. I get it, but I don't.
I think in the last series, because, like, it was a fantasy world. It was their home planet. It was okay because they weren't making up names, and it wasn't all this other stuff. Like, it was, we could just focus on the adventure. Whereas here, we're getting the world building with the adventure, and it's
distracting almost.
Yeah. It wasn't as good. And
I hate to say this, but a talking lion, I think that just went one step too far for me.
Like, see, I love Toto.
I liked him as a character, but I'm like, the lion is talking? And then it went off to try to get a girlfriend that can't talk. I said, what the hell is going on? Like, okay.
See, okay. I had to, because when he first started talking, he sounded very American, you know? He's like, oh yeah, I hunt rhinos and this and that. And I was like, first of all, why would you call it a rhino? Like, that's the name humans gave this animal.
Right.
But no, once I shut that part of my brain off, and yes, like, I had to drink a couple glasses of wine to get into this, like, I was here for a good time.
That might have helped, but I'm bone dry sober over here trying to get into this. And, like, I really tried. I was like, okay, like, you know what it is. A spade is a spade. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, like, just, like, try to get into it. And I tried. And it's just, like, even the sex. was
What is on
like,
the end of their tail that makes it suck? I could
I
not
don't, I
figure out
couldn't
what
figure it
that
out.
was.
And I was like thinking about like, are they talking about the Avatar? Like, you know how they have like,
I think so, but also I was like, I know other tails that get involved in things and they don't suck.
mhm.
The ribbed tongue, the nodding, like she took
There was everything.
everything.
And you know, the easiest way to explain this, hey, while you were up in the alien ship, we just fucked with your body a little bit. It's all good. We just
Yes,
messed
we
with you a
changed,
little
like we
bit.
got rid of your cervix.
Yeah, we just moved some things around there so you could, you know, go to Pound Town with these aliens and you wouldn't have a problem.
Which is so invasive and so horrific. And oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
why is that just
Yeah.
part of everything?
I don't know. And they were like constantly trying to get this chick pregnant throughout this whole damn book, which I also, the alien, the people who are doing this, the experiment, right?
Yes.
They're like, why isn't she pregnant yet? She's had like a lot of time with these alien mates. She should be preggers. And she had she had birth control
In her arm.
in her arm that they didn't know about.
Yes.
Because they know everything else, but they didn't know that.
Yeah.
They didn't find it.
I mean, they didn't know that much. Like the whole joke was that they only did 3 days worth of research on Earth and tried
which
to
again
like
doesn't match. These dumbass aliens don't know anything, but the aliens that live here do know everything. I don't know.
Yeah, no. It was I guess all their worlds are very similar to Earth, but also not similar at all. And it was
Yeah.
But
So-
I did like when she
Yeah.
told her mates that she was like, I'm on birth control. They were both like, oh,
Thank God. Yeah.
We don't want kids yet. And I was like, good.
Yeah.
I like this. I appreciate this.
Yeah, that was a nice response. I appreciate the response.
Yes.
And they were fine with it. But the fact that she had to, I don't know, because she was like forced into this bond, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like that whole kind of icky, but we know what it is. They're aliens,
Dubious
right?
consent.
Yes, dubious consent.
At least all 3 of them were like on the same magic drug, though. It wasn't just the 2 guys doing it to her. It was all 3 of them under the same influence.
I don't think she would have liked them without the drug.
Probably not. They were...
I mean, they were so horny. They're like, let's just do it in a while. Like, who cares who sees us? And the stupid bird intern is sitting over there like,
oh my God, the
looking
intern.
and recording shit. Like,
no.
Oh God, it was. Yeah, I don't know. So some stuff was ridiculous funny.
Yes.
And it's easy to laugh about it now after the fact, but when I was in the book, I'm like,
oh
ugh.
yeah, no, that when he pulled up the video, I was like, okay, this is too cringe for me. I don't like voyeuristic cameras and like, oh, we'll use your sex tape to study you. Like, no. No, thank you.
No. So I don't know. I did like some of the characters. I liked that the 2 guys were very different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
I liked even they seemed like the one guy had no problem getting it on with the other guy real fast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what? He's doing what? Okay. I said, all right, I guess.
They were all into it.
These 2 men are bi out the gate, I guess. No conversation needed. We just doing it. Okay.
Yep. I mean, like I said, they were feeling the mate bond too.
Yeah.
It was a whole triangle thing where everybody was with everybody.
The race to get to 10 on the what do you call it? The little
the Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi thing. Now that is ridiculous. The thing is buzzing every time she feels love toward them, or their numbers increase the more she feels love. It's going off and dinging and all this other stuff. And these 2 men or alien men are like, she loved me first, and then I got first. You know, it's so ridiculous.
Their fragile male egos.
Yes, it's ridiculous. All of it, start to finish.
Yes.
The relationship, the sex, the friends, the adventures, and I say that in air quotes. The danger in air quotes.
The pink T-Rex with one arm.
Yes.
Who doesn't like smells.
Yes. I mean, they even had, so the author even had advertisements up,
Mm-hmm.
billboards.
Oh, that was fun.
Like, what?
Because that absolutely sounds like some AI bullshit that would happen if
Yeah.
people just let AI do marketing for humans. Like, yeah.
Figure out what humans like. Let's just duplicate some stuff. Yeah, go for it. Communities built. This book is only 300 pages.
Mm-hmm. But
It's
there's
so
a
skinny,
lot.
but there's a lot packed in here.
Mm-hmm. It's nonstop from page 1.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. And I even actually thought, and you're going to kill me for this.
Oh, no.
But I actually thought it was slow. So,
how do you think this was slow?
So it's slow in the fact that, not in the pacing, but in the fact that it took so long for my interest that things would happen. And then I'm like, I got to put it down. Now I come back. I'm like, okay, I'll read some more. I got to put it down. Now come back. I think
that's more just your interest.
Yeah, my interest. My interest was slow. Put it that way.
Okay, yeah,
and I totally know. And this is, of course, my opinion. I know that reading books are highly subjective, so I fully understand if some people loved it. I get it, but
I had really high hopes for this book because we loved her first trilogy so much.
Yeah, I blew through those books.
Yeah, those were amazing. And this one did not hit as well. But, just this is definitely one of those books where you're like, okay, shut your brain off. Drink a couple glasses of wine to really shut that editor brain off. And then just go with the flow and just let it be what it is.
Yeah. I guess. Okay. You know what? Let's take a quick break. And then I'll try to get on a better note. So I sound like I'm not coming down on this book like nothing. Okay. You guys, check out these commercials. By listening to those, you are supporting the podcast. Also, pick up a copy of the book review journal available right now on Amazon. The link is in the show notes, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's continue our little chat. I have a feeling it's going to be a short chat for a short book, and I'm okay with it.
That's okay.
What else would you like to talk about?
I was going to say, tell me your favorite secondary character or your favorite character. Let's get something good going here.
Okay. If you can't see my face. Okay. I don't know. I actually like the lion's girlfriend that never talks.
The one character who never talks.
Yeah, like the weather was bad or some shit outside. Yeah. She used to come in. She won't kill anybody. She promised, right? Right, honey? She just sitting there like
kind of growls.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, she was great. She was great. I really liked Blair, the other human woman that Dory finally met, who had the gun in her jacket. I'm hoping she's book 2. I feel like she will be because it was setting up for her and her mate and
the king guy
who was total dick, and she shot him. And I'm like, I am ready for their enemies to lovers.
I love a good enemies to lovers. So I might find their story more interesting because she threatened him out the gate.
Yes. She does not want to be anywhere near him. She keeps trying to kill him. Like it was beautiful, and I love that one so much.
Hopefully she's got some secret birth control too, because that's gonna bother me through this whole series if I read more.
Yes.
Because of the whole experimentation and see how these creatures
so
act.
Creepy, so gross.
I don't know. We'll see if Blair has some kind of secret birth control going on.
I hope she does.
Or maybe he has some kind of drug he can take that they don't know about or something. I don't know. I don't even...
Yeah.
But I guess that could be fun. I get why you like her. She's a little bit witty. She's definitely mouthy. I like, we like mouthy character.
Oh, yeah. No, she's mouthy. She's witty. Yeah. She's violent. She's not going down without a fight. She does not want to get pregnant at all. I'm here for it. I think there's going to be... I think that book will be better because there will be less world building because we've already kind of established everything. There might be some more to it, but I feel like, this book was just, okay, let's introduce the aliens and the dinosaurs and waffles and all this other shit going down.
And I think also if the author sticks by her thing of it seems like they're not going to be kissing any more random animals.
I hope not.
Because we don't want a shit ton of talking animals throughout this entire series. I don't anyway. I feel like we got some animals. It's fine. Do we need to have every animal talking and interacting like that? No.
No. And I mean, that scene with the frog, where the frog was like, I can think, and then just started screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel for you, frog.
Yeah, so she's like, I don't think we're going to be doing any more of that.
Yeah.
But I did like how she explained kind of how they're able to just understand each other. But it was an odd delivery through a kiss.
Yeah, which was... Yeah, that one was weird. Don't think about it. Don't question it.
Just go around just kissing people. Let me just kiss any alien I want to talk to.
Yeah.
Nah.
And all of a sudden we all speak English. We all have the same vernacular and everything. Your grammar's perfect. And you're saying the same words. And
we all know what chocolate is.
Yep.
And we all know.
We all know chocolate and coffee and this and that and the other. And
And we have, what did he say they had there? She's like, you have that? It was toward the end. It was some food. And she was like, oh my
garlic
God.
bread.
Garlic bread. I'm like, garlic bread? Get the fuck out of here. Garlic bread? Oh my God.
No, I was laughing at that point because I was like, yeah, I definitely love garlic bread more than I love men. So the way he was like, oh, your face is lighting up. You're more in love with this garlic bread. And I was like, every woman should be. Every woman should be more in love with garlic bread.
Yeah, definitely. I'm like, garlic bread?
I mean, yeah, no, it was one of those things where everything is the same. They have lawyers, greedy corporations.
Yeah,
they have fucking garlic bread. For an alien planet, it was very American.
So they should have birth control too.
Yes, absolutely.
There should be something.
Everybody just kind of landed on here, so I don't know if they have
Maybe they'll just find a herb or something.
They better.
That they could use and keep it a secret from the birds.
Yeah. Those creepy ass birds.
And the birds are the bad guy. It's funny. Okay, these birds that you could just punch their lights out and they'll die.
That was the greatest, though.
I'm like, wait, did she really kill it?
I thought she did.
She did. Because remember there was a new boss at the end. I'm like, oh, she did kill the bird.
She did kill him.
With one good punch. That's what I'm talking about. Just knock him out.
Yep.
KO'd.
Yep. But yeah, no, I thought it was really fun. I really enjoyed the fact that her whole biology thing was still relevant in this world. Her PhD and all of her work with the Meerkats and the mating herds and the migration stuff. I really appreciated that she got to be intelligent, and they kind of made fun of her for it, where they're like, oh yeah, you yell at every plant and you scream at leaves. But also they respected her, and as soon as she started saying, hey, just move your camp out of their migration path, they're like, okay, yeah, you know what you're talking about.
But how did they not know about migration paths?
Because apparently the aliens are dumb. I don't know.
When she explained that,
dinosaurs before, so
but they do. Other animals exist. It's not like they've never seen an animal before.
I know.
I don't know.
These aliens are just dumb in weird ways.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm like, oh yeah, she had to explain that, and it made sense. And they were like, oh, okay, I guess, sure, fine, you can keep the land. I don't care. I'm out of here. I don't want it anymore. Okay.
So, what did you think of Locke renouncing his criminal warrior ways and just becoming a sheep herder, basically?
Boo. Still acting like a warrior, so
yeah. His whole personality was still that strong, controlling, possessive, and she complained about it, and she's like, we're gonna have to put a stop to this, but also he needs to fuck my brains out, but also no. And then he was like, yeah, no, I left that, and I'm just a simple sheep herder now. And I was like, this doesn't make sense.
But he's not at all.
No.
I could see if he was just tired of the fighting, or if he didn't want to be in charge. That may be a better reason. Well, it seemed, but
Yeah.
just to be like, oh, it's like it's like a superhero suddenly joining like the monks or something. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
but
no,
still acting like the superhero. Like,
right.
yes, I'm here. I'm Batman. We're gonna be monks now, but also I'm gonna tell you what to do and how to do it. And yeah, like it. I wish that had been smoothed out a little more. Like if he had come on as just a simple sheep herder and then turned on his cruelty later and pulled out his armor and all that fun stuff. Like if it had been like that, maybe. But
I actually feel like I didn't get to know the two guys as much as I would have liked.
yes.
Especially since, I mean, they look like this, y'all. They look like this. They're not hot. Not to me.
Not to me, but
what?
She said they were hot, so that's all that matters, right?
She did, but she was under the influence.
Well,
so
I thought she thought Soul was hot before she got hit.
I guess she got somebody. I guess so. There's somebody for everybody.
Something, yeah.
But I wanted to just like really have like some kind of like, oh, he's so cute, some connection, but I didn't get that within either one of them. I was kind of like,
I mean, she had it for about a minute when Soul first saved her in the cave.
Yeah, I'm like, if she likes it, I love it, I guess. Because I've said this before with other books. I want to root for them, but there was nothing to root for because they didn't really have any hardships as a couple because of this medicine, like this shot they were given. They were instant couple, bam.
Yes.
And then all of their problems were like external, and they didn't really have any emotional problems within the group, which I think would have elevated it. Even in a comedy, just give me something.
I mean, there was a little bit when Soul was trying to be like, hey, Locke is this criminal. We need to run away. And then Locke just like appeared in the window and was like, you can't run away from me. No. And then like that was it. So
like, hey, that's it.
Hinted at that. But then, yeah, there was nothing.
It fell flat.
Yeah.
So I wanted something, and even between them, if I could, I mean, other than what they had a scene where Locke hugged Soul or something because, oh, you rescued me. Thank you, guys. I don't know. I wanted something between them since they're obviously effing each other as well. Something, it was just light. It was light.
Yeah. It was very rushed, very just, okay, we're in this, we're together. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah, I mean, while the author's voice is still there, right? Obviously, she's a comedian, like not literally, but she likes to write comically, and you can tell she likes to have fun. But it was still messy, just like the character, messy. She's messy.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. And actually, I found a review on Goodreads, and it was written by Christina. She has one line that exactly kind of says why I think I was bored. So I'm not the only one. She says, it was so messy, I was actually bored because I couldn't keep track of all the new things she threw my way and that I really stopped caring about it. And I think maybe that's what it was. As I sit here and criticize, wait, they know this, but not that.
Yeah.
Why this and that?
Yeah.
It was boring. Like that part of it, that is exactly it. I think it wasn't very consistent.
Yes.
And that led me to, okay, small doses, babe, small doses. And
that's very fair. Yeah.
And then on top of it, the couple, I'm not pulled by them. Like, I don't really like any of them. Like, I don't dislike them, but I'm not like, oh man, she is the best FMC ever. Or I don't feel like that about them either, the men either. So it's like, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, we got so much of their backstory and their personality, like, just through their conversations when Soul was like, yeah, I used to be a lawyer and I would do this and I would do that. But we don't see that part of that part of his personality. We
Mm-hmm.
don't see him acting this way. We don't see him doing these things. It's all very surface level, just
Mm-hmm.
through the dialogue.
Yeah. That's
At
it.
least Locke kind of got to be a little bit of like a fighter and a dictator and like got to have some of his personality shine through like that. And
Yeah.
I wish there had been more for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you don't want your character development to be just in the dialogue. You don't want their personalities just to be in the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they kind of dominate each other in sex or whatever, but like that's not enough of their personality.
Not at all. It's not enough. But again, like you said, if you just drink a lot of wine and kind
And you're
of
here for a good time, it's a good time.
in a short time, not a long
Yeah.
time, because it's a short book. You might get some. There is some enjoyment to be had, but I don't know. Even the sex scenes I mentioned earlier, I didn't really love them. They weren't really extra hot to me. It was more like I was feeling like I was the damn bird trying to figure out a science project while they were talking through this sex. I'm like, So I'm more thinking than like feeling the mood they were trying to put here. I'm like,
So that, for me, I would say that was because it was more just physical and not as emotional. Whereas, if a sex scene is more about the emotions and the connections, and it's like outside of lust.
Yeah.
When it's, I'm feeling love for you, I'm feeling this deepening desire to be with you, I like you for all these reasons that are outside of, I've been drugged, you're really hot, my pussy is weeping for you, or whatever she said.
Quote, unquote.
Yeah. Like, okay, if you're here just for the physical aspect of the sex, great. She's throwing everything into it with tails and nodding and all this stuff. Like,
it was empty, though. It was empty.
But it's empty because it's not really emotional. It's not based on like their actual wants and needs. It's you're being forced into this because of this drug, because of this mating bond we have created for you.
Which also leads back to her other series. Those couples loved each other.
Yes. Those couples got
They
together.
Fell for each other.
It was all emotional.
Yeah.
They saw their personalities. They knew who and what they were and their jobs and this and that and the other. And yeah, her first series was a lot better.
Yeah. That's what's missing here. That's it. That in like it just to if I had to hone in on one thing, that's it. That's the bulk of it. Because I think I would be able to ignore all the other things if I was like so enamored with the three of them being together.
And I'm hoping that when Blair is our heroine and she's, fighting for her life, I feel like we will be more emotionally invested because for her, it's going to be that much more emotional. It's going to be that much more like I'm fighting against you or I'm having sex with you because I'm actually attracted to you because I want this. I've already tried killing you. That's not working.
Yeah.
Like I really hope I have high hopes for the next book in the series. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that I love that first trilogy so much.
Well, look, after you read it,
I will tell you.
You got to tell me because I'm not going out of my way to buy this until Casey puts her stamp of approval on it. And I know she'll do it with my lens. She'll know if I'll like it.
I will say, I like this, but you're going to hate it. So just skip it.
That is one thing that I love about you, Casey. You are able to put, the Tamara lens on it.
Yes,
and say,
we've been doing this for so long, and I know you so well.
Yeah.
That I can read any book and be like, okay, yeah, no, you're going to hate this. Or, no, you need to read this because I think you'll love it.
Yeah, so I'm going to wait for you to co-sign, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, or no. But right now, today, no.
And that's fair. That's fair. Really, like, if I had just read this, like, if this is my first Kimberly Lemming book, I would not be as hopeful for the rest of the series. I would be in the same boat as you, kind of like, I need somebody else to give me that stamp of approval. It's really from the fact that, like, last year we read that first book and then I binged the whole trilogy and I was like, this is perfection. I love all 3 books. Like, 5 out of 5 stars across these 3 books.
Yeah.
And then
it was funny because last year we didn't even know that we both did that. We like blew through the books. Like you read that me too. Like, what? Yeah. I love that. So personally, I recommend if you're curious in Kimberly Lemming, you start with the other one.
Absolutely.
Because if you start here, you're not. If I had started, if this was what I read last year, it would have been done. I wouldn't have even read the other trilogy.
Same. 100%.
Yeah. So
yeah. I'm recommending that other trilogy for everybody and then guiding them here, but like,
yes. Now I do. Okay, so after we rate this, I do have a recommendation for a sexy alien series that I enjoyed. But to be fair, it was a long time ago, and I'll get into that. So I don't know if it holds up today, but when I read it, you know how that goes.
Yes.
Okay, so you think we should go ahead and rate?
Let's go ahead and rate it.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, so like I originally said, I enjoyed it. And this is definitely through the wine glass, but I'm going to give it 4 stars because once I was able to turn my brain off and just, stick along for the ride after 2 glasses of wine, hell yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay.
And like I just said, I'm going to keep recommending her first trilogy to people before, letting them come over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm going to give it a happy wine glass 4 stars.
Okay, nice. Okay. So since we don't do halves, it would get a 3 from me.
Mm-hmm.
If we did do half, it would be a 2.5.
Ooh.
So as you could tell, I didn't love it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it.
Yep.
It's totally meh. And same as Casey, as I just said, read the other trilogy.
Read the other trilogy first.
Over this.
Absolutely.
And then if you're really obsessed with Lemming and you just think you love everything, then sure, go ahead, do this. Sure, why not? You might like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. I don't know what the odds are if we're going to do the second book on the podcast. Probably low. Probably
odds.
Low.
That's fine.
The series that I recommend, it's YA, but it's not, you know how it's YA, but it may be not YA. So this is an old one. So the original book, the first book was published in 2011. This is the Lux series by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
Oh, that was her first series she ever published.
When I read this, I was addicted. It was so good. It was kind of dark, It was a lot of fighting and wars going on. But the main couple, they were like enamored with each other. And these are hot aliens, not weird looking aliens. They're hot aliens, okay? Which I prefer. So I guess like the books are from the FMC's point of view, at least the first few anyway. And then I think it changes, if I remember correctly, at some point. I think maybe book 4 or something, but it's like 5 books, I think.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to check Goodreads. Yeah, I was giving those things solid 4s and 5s. So I enjoyed it. So if you want something a little sexy, a little dark, a little more in depth and not funny, check that out. And if you check it out, let me know if you like it. Because again, I read those when they came out.
Yes.
So I do not have the will it hold up in 2025 stamp on it. I don't know. But it held up 10 years ago when I read it. So
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I think it's been at least a year, maybe 2 years, but at some point you tried Ruby Dixon and her blue aliens with giant dicks. How does that compare to Kimberly Lemming's aliens?
Okay, so Okay, so Ice Planet Barbarians is what we're talking about. I kind of want to
Yes.
pull up and see what my rating was before I speak on it. So the aliens, they had a way to understand what the girl was talking about, but they could not speak English either. But they are like legit aliens where they had to like learn things and she had to explain things
Okay.
to him. Like they're foreign. They didn't instantly kind of just the only
Mhm.
area where they instantly kind of figured shit out quickly was in the sex. They figured that shit out
I mean,
fast.
yeah,
Obviously.
I know those books are just like pure blue dick sex books.
Yeah, but I think there was some dubious consent in those books as well.
Yeah.
But I actually, let's see. So the first book I rated a 3, which is, I just think it was
Yeah.
very odd, I think. So I actually read the second book and I rated that a 3 as well. And then I stopped.
Okay. That's kind of what I remember you telling me.
Yeah. It's definitely different. These, again, women got abducted.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up on this planet. These guys are blue with raging sized dicks. And the women are just enamored with it, I guess. I got through 2 and I said, okay, enough. So it's definitely not funny. It's not funny at all.
No, I was just curious because I knew
comedy.
you had read them. And I wasn't sure like if it was better, worse.
It's so different. I can't even say better or worse.
Okay.
But it's still 3. So it's still in the same level of likeness, but very different. I couldn't even say which I would prefer between the 2.
Okay.
They're just, but I do prefer the Lux series. Now, I would be mad if I go back and try to read that and it sucks ass. But
I mean, it was written back in 2010. I don't know if it can hold up 15 years later.
I don't know. So 15 years is a long time. So who knows? It might be another BDB situation where I read it and I'm like, this is awful. Or I don't know. So I'm sorry if you pick up that book and it's not what you thought. I was using my memory on that one. Okay. Oh, you guys. So no after show available on any platform for today. But if you are on Patreon or if you are on the Spreaker app as a supporter, we do have another special available for you to listen to right now. We dived into Leather and Lark.
Ooh.
So if you remember, we did the first book, Butcher and Blackbird. So exclusive for supporters, we get to dive into this sexy book.
Yay!
And I gotta talk about that final scene.
Yes.
So that shit is spicy.
Yes.
So if you want that conversation, you're gonna have to be a supporter. Because it's too hot for the mainstream. It's too spicy. You can't do it. Can't be talking about those words. So yeah, that is it. Anything else, Casey?
That's it for me.
Okay, this has been a fun conversation. Thanks for listening to the entire episode. We appreciate you for doing that. And we'll catch you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, please head over to Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave a positive 5-star review. It's a simple action that makes a big difference. You can also like this episode on your favorite podcast player or share it with your fellow bookworm friends on social media. Joining the Shelf Addiction Patreon family is another way to support us. For as little as $2 a month, you can help our team create even more amazing bookish content. If Patreon isn't your thing, consider becoming a supporter on the Spreaker app for just $5 a month and gain access to exclusive audio-only content. You can find me everywhere, including Instagram, X, and TikTok under the handle Shelf Addiction. Join our book club of the same name on the book club's website and app, where we discuss all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. Thanks for tuning in.